Hello. Hi. How are you? My name is Danielle, in case you're new around here. And today's video is all about International Women's Day. I was researching what was going on for International Women's Day, and I realized their theme this year is Each for Equal, which is presenting a question from them that is, how will you work to make the world more equal for everyone? And this got me thinking. I can give my answer to this till I'm blue in the face. It can also be a really hard question to answer. So I wanted to pose this question to other people who have different perspectives from me, have lived different lives from me. So what I did was I reached out to a group of my favorite women to interact with online. Some of them are local to me here in Kingston, and some of them are people I've met once or twice online or in person, and I've sort of built an internet friendship with them. I approached them with the question, how will you work to create a world that is equal for everyone? And this is their answers. Stick around because my answer is at the very end and I don't want you to miss that.
Hi, my name is Jordan Lascombe. I live in Florida and I'm a pilot for a US major airline. One thing that I have done to create a little more equality in the world is with some friends in the industry, I've created a nonprofit organization called Lady Aviators, and we exist to promote women in all areas of aviation, whether you're a pilot, an engineer, a dispatcher, a mechanic, there's so many other jobs. Aviation is a very male-dominated field. I think as a pilot, worldwide it's about 5% female, so anything that we can do to bring that number a little closer to 50-50 is a good thing.
Hello, my name is Melissa. I am the Director of Business Development for Improbable Escapes. We are an escape room company located in Kingston, Ontario, with 2 brick-and-mortar locations and a few pop-up locations in National Historic Sites and museums. I think the biggest thing that I'm personally trying to do to make people feel more equal is I'm trying to really get involved in our community. There's a lot of misinformation ranging on various different topics, and I think one of the most detrimental things for younger people is that we aren't necessarily well involved nor well educated in what's happening in our community. And for example, right now in Kingston, there's a housing crisis, and I think a lot of people don't really understand what exactly that means and they gripe about it, but there's active ways for people to get involved with it. And I think getting more educated about certain topics that affect you will help us have an equal playing ground, because I think we will be able to actively have a voice and be able to fight for what we want and fight for that equality, whether it's with housing or human rights or protests or pipelines. I think the biggest thing that we can do is really educate ourselves so that we can have that proper and well-educated voice to be able to fight for equality.
My name is Kathleen Shannon, and I live outside of Detroit, Michigan. I am a brand expert and creative director for Braid Creative. I'm also the co-host of the Being Boss podcast. And the way that I want to make the world a little bit more equitable and equal and just and all the good things is by using my voice whenever I vote. So here in the States, we're having the primary elections coming up to choose who's going to be our Democratic nominee who will go against Trump. And it's really important for me to vote for someone who has spent their entire career and life's work doing just that, making the world a more equal place whenever it comes to socioeconomics, race, gender, all the things. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna vote, I'm going to use my voice, and hopefully we can enact change on a political level and on a huge structural and social level as well. Thanks for having me. This guy wanted in here too.
So my name is Marky. I am from the Kingston area and I am a marketer as well as a style blogger. So for International Women's Day and the theme of equality, one way through my line of work and for myself, the way I want to showcase more equality, or how I will kind of help the world become more equal. I know for me, I get stuck on showcasing only plus size women. I know on my own feed, I would love to show more body sizes, more body types, other genders, other forms of style, other races. I get very stuck in a small bubble, and it doesn't have anything to do with my beliefs, when I should be showcasing the fact that I do believe everyone should be equal and women's rights is human rights. And I would love to just showcase more inspiration, because I do cater more to style now than I did with fashion. But fashion is like art. Like, it doesn't have to be all these trends and stuff that we talk about. It's just showcasing like who you are on the outside from within. And yeah, because when you are open-minded when it comes to fashion, doors and like style, doors open up. Like, the amount of inspiration you can think of, and then so many things you can create with so many different kinds of people in the world. Like, you can really make something beautiful, and I would really love to start showing more of that too.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I run a small gelato shop in Kingston, Ontario. I think one of the best ways that I work to make the world a more equal place for everyone is I try to be very conscious of my biases towards things. So whether it's age, race, or gender, I'm very aware of where I stand on certain things. So in my business, I'm more prone to hire a female staff over a male staff. And so that's something that is always cognizant in the back of my mind when I'm doing hiring and interviewing. And I make sure that every round I'm interviewing males, and I make sure that I'm bringing other staff into some of the interviews where I maybe would be prone to lay on my bias. And I think really just being open and honest with yourself about where you stand on certain things. I don't think there's anyone in this world that doesn't have any type of bias, and you need to be aware of that and make an effort to sort of work past that and have it in the back of your mind at all times.
Hello, I'm Lise Wilcox, and I am joining you from Cobourg, Ontario, Canada, just east of Toronto. I am a professional human and real life adult, and how I am making the world a better place and how I'm making it more equal and more fair for everybody is very simple. I am giving myself the permission to just be myself. And even more, I am focused on my work and on my life sole purpose on giving other people the permission that they've been looking for to just be themselves. Here's the thing. When we each have the courage to show up exactly as we are, for whom we are living from such a state of grace and purity and purpose. We are all born with very unique and specific gifts that are precious to us. And all we have to do is show up and use them. It is that simple. It is that complicated. When we have the courage, as I say, to simply show up in our genuine self, in our authenticity, and just be the person we are meant to be, it changes the way we show up in our business, in our life, in our love, in our relationships, in our friendships, and in our parenting. Simply by that courageous act of just being ourselves. So this International Women's Day, I want to encourage you to really think about, who are you? You know, what makes you unique? What are your values? What is your purpose here on this earth in the short time we have to make this as pleasurable, as joyful, as high impact, as service-based as possible? When you find the clarity in what you want, the confidence in who you are, and the courage to stay true to both of those things, that is when you're living from a very honest place, and how you too can help make the world better and more fair for everyone, simply by the art of being yourself.
How will I be working to make the world more equal for everyone? I will be speaking up when I see people and brands saying things are inclusive when they're not, when the sizing isn't inclusive, when the models used aren't inclusive in a campaign, when there is only white people on a panel, or when there is only white people in a campaign. It's important to speak up and be like, excuse me, there are other skin tones in the world. There are other races in the world. And if I am not speaking up about it, then the people who are being excluded are not going to feel safe enough to speak up about it either. I will be supporting businesses by voting with my dollars. I will be spending my money with businesses that support the same ethics and values that I do, supporting local businesses so that we all lift each other up, supporting female-owned businesses so we can grow. So now I want to know from you, how are you going to make the world more equal for everyone? And I mean everyone. How are you going to do it? You can leave it in the comments down below. You can also submit a story through Instagram. So if you go to my Instagram, it's @_Danielle McAllister. Tag me in your story on how you are going to make the world more equal, and I will repost it to my stories. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!